And you know, Marie, this is, I think, goes to that point of most attorneys say, no, client, criminal defendant, you're not going to take the stand. It's the client's choice. If they choose to take the stand, then they get to do that. But Jamie, analyze a little bit from your perspective, her demeanor, whether or not you think she's credible and whether or not you think a jury finds her credible.
So, Ashley, you know, I've spent a significant amount of my career representing victims of sexual assault. I was in the courtroom when the father attacked Larry Nassar. Look, what I hope this jury has been informed of is that how people respond when they've been a victim in this context. I certainly am not justifying homicide, you know, in the event that she's found to be accountable for this, but as far as some of the other evidence, the texting, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and then the inconsistencies, you know, the buying the chocolate while at the same time having these reservations. When you are violated, at least as far as science has shown us over the years, as a child, you don't necessarily turn away from the perpetrator. In fact, oftentimes you go to embrace them, and it becomes a very, very confusing situation. So I hope that the jury has had some expert opinions about how people that are violated by family in this context react. Again, not justifying physical harm or murder, but people say and do things that are inconsistent with what people who have not gone through that experience would do. So when you ask me about her credibility, I see a young woman who was horrified. You know, from the age of 14, she's trusted this man, and you know, from her perspective, she doesn't know what else occurred. So statements she was making to friends and hateful things, that doesn't surprise me at all. And I hope the jury gets some perspective of how folks that have been faced with these encounters react.
And this is what I value so much about us having guest legal analysts like yourselves, because you bring it back to the perspective from your experience. So important words to keep in mind. You'll stay with us. Up next, the prosecutor zeroes in on the missing hard drive data from Tom Merriman's computer.